Everybody listen.
Yeah.
It's what y'all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey, what's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and happy Wednesday. I am freshly back from Chicago, excited to be back in New York, but I had a great time in Chicago. When I go back there, I got to stay for a few days. I feel like I was in and out of there. But anyway, we got a great show for y'all today. Today is officially a government shutdown. And so for Wealth Wednesday, we are going to do an emergency call with Senator London Lamar from the state of Tennessee. She's going to explain what this government shutdown means for you, for the average everyday person, you know, like myself, who's trying to figure out, okay, well, how does this affect us? In addition to that, we're going to also let you know what Donald Trump has to say about this government shutdown. There's been a lot of back and forth about it. We want to make sure you know what you need to do to handle business, how this does actually mean something for you, and of course, making sure that you get involved. We got to stay educated on what's happening. Of course, we got your Yee Tea, we got your Shine a Light. We got to start the show with some love and some positivity, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of things happening outside, boy, but there's still some positivity that we can spread amongst each other. You know, we got to spread love. So call us up, 800-292-5150. Let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's Way Up.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yo, what's good? It's time to shine a light. We love to do this. And today I want to shine a light. I saw this amazing story on CNBC. And this is a story of Amal Kali. He started working at a Friendly's in Philadelphia. Back in 2003, he was a waiter. And now he actually bought the whole company 22 years later. He definitely has worked at Friendly's basically his whole career. He graduated with honors and chose to take a Friendly's regional manager position instead of pursuing a career in finance. And a few years later, he applied to take over a closing franchise location. And then after that, that's when his franchising career started. And then he said from there, it just never stopped. He eventually franchised 31 Friendly's locations before buying the brand outright. I love a story like that because he worked somewhere making $5 an hour back in 2003, and now he owns the whole franchise. Plus, when I was in college, there was a Friendly's right near us, and it holds a near and dear place in my heart. Definitely love the happy ending Sundays. All right, now, who do you want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Don, who do you want to shine a light on?
Man, I need to shine a light on my fiance. Her name's Donetta Thomas. She just had a baby for me in June. When she first got pregnant last year, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of nervous with her. I didn't know how this was going to go, but she has been such a nurturing mother to my child, and, you know, she's been a rock for me. We just moved from New Orleans to Atlanta, and, you know, she followed me to come here, and I love her so much, and I just wanted to give her that recognition that she definitely deserves.
Ooh, I can see how that could be nerve-wracking. You always prepare for the worst, but it's amazing when the best happens.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, shout out to both of you. Well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you can always shine a light for last word. And when we come back, we got your Yee Tea. And let's start off with Kai Cenat. It's a celebration. Let's shine a light on him. The final day of Mafia-thon 3. We'll tell you what happened. And somebody was mad they weren't invited. We'll tell you who that is. It's Way Up.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the room.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee Tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. So congratulations to Kai Cenat. He has done it again. Right now, he surpassed 1 million live viewers for the first time in his career during his stream with LeBron. Now, his previous record was 720,000. So his final Mafia-thon was legendary. Let me tell you some of these records that were broken. VOD views, 344 million plus. Average live viewers, 127,000. And at a peak, like we just said, it was over 1 million. Hours watched, 90.1 million. And followers gained 1 million. Now, part of what he said was if he did gain this 1 million followers, he would go ahead and cut his signature locks that he's been growing since he was 14 years old. And LeBron came through and did that for him. That is definitely legendary. Now, here's what LeBron had to say on Mafia-thon 3.
Everyone has a purpose. You just have to find that purpose and then tap into that purpose.
You're going to need somebody. None of us can do it by ourselves. And this is a true testament of the last 30 days that we've seen someone not be able to do it by himself. Lock in, believe in what you believe in. Nobody else matters.
And I see a lot of people liking the way that he looks without his locks. So that's that. And LeBron also gifted Kai Cenat a watch, an AP watch as well, and also some unreleased LeBron 23 sneakers to the crew. So shout out to everybody who participated. One person, though, was upset that he wasn't invited, and Brooklyn's own Fabio Foreign had this to say.
Kai Cenat ain't invite me to come rap, and I shit heard me, What type of time is he on? I gave the city hits. How they ain't hit me for that mafia throwing you bugging?
All right, well, there were a lot of legendary moments when all of this went down. And next up, Diddy. Man, the judge has ruled that Diddy does have to go ahead and get sentenced later on this week. Legal documents show that the judge turned down Diddy's motion to throw out his convictions. The judge says that the government presented overwhelming evidence of Diddy's guilt under the Mann Act on different occasions. And, they definitely thought that the judge was going to go ahead and throw this case out. They tried it. Cassie wrote a letter. Diddy's former stylist wrote a letter asking for no leniency at sentencing. So now we are waiting to find out what Diddy's fate is going to be on Friday. That's for 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of engaging in prostitution. All right. Well, that is your Yee. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I was actually catching up on Power Force because I'm getting ready for the new season to start. That is the one that's in Chicago with Tommy Egan as the lead. It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for About Last Night. So y'all know I was in Chicago yesterday, came back to New York last night. Shout out to everybody at GCI. I was up at the station having a chance to kick it with everybody, so appreciate all of the hospitality. Shout out to my girl Chella in Chicago. And amazingly enough, when I came back home, I was catching up on Power Book Force. That's actually in Chicago with Tommy Egan as the main character. Now we're getting ready for Power Force Season 3. That release date is November 7th. But part of what I was doing yesterday was prepping. I have some things that I need to do after the show today that is going to deal with Stars and Power Force new season launching. So I'm excited to roll that out. But the other thing that I did as soon as I came home was I am dedicated to cooking more. I'm actually going to be in the house, not having to travel until October 16th. And so now I'm dedicated. We got to start this new Detox Now cleanse that I need to do. So I'm going to make sure that I'm in the house. I got to get some groceries because my fridge is looking mighty bare. So got to get it going. I actually bought a juicer too and have tried to use it once. I don't think I did it right. So now I got to get back on that. But I'm dedicated, guys. So hold me accountable, please. All right. That is your About Last Night. And when we come back, we have Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150. Any secret you have, we want to hear it from you. It's a no judgment zone. You are anonymous, so we have no idea who you are. But please, let's go viral. That's 800-292-5150. Call us up. Tell us a secret. It's way up.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
Yeah.
Way up.
Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150. As we always say, it's a no judgment zone. You are anonymous. What's up, anonymous caller? How are you?
Hi.
Hey, you want to tell me a secret?
Yes. I had sex with a married man.
You did? When was this?
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
We lived in the same neighborhood at the time. We were very attracted to each other, and I planned something out. I snuck him in my house, and we had sex.
Wow.
The way I snuck him in my house, so my neighbors wouldn't know, he got in my car, got in the back seat, and I pulled into my garage.
Sheesh, you're really playing this out.
We went to my room and had sex, and I immediately regretted it. He lasted maybe 30 seconds.
Sheesh. So you only did it one time?
Yes.
So
I was like, never again.
And you never told anybody?
No, I'm telling you now.
I don't know. It's a secret. And you know what? It made you feel bad for his wife after that.
You're right. I'm like, how does she enjoy this? Unless he didn't laugh because of the mere excitement of it all.
Yeah,
totally
I'm sure the thrill of him cheating. Did they stay married after that? Like, do you know whatever happened with them?
Oh, no, yes, they're still married.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Listen, that was a lesson learned for you, though, right?
I know. The grass ain't green on the other side.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, leave a message. Tell us a secret that way. And you know who was telling secrets? Young Thug on with Aiden Ross. Apparently, his girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist, has dumped him. We'll talk about other things he had to say on the stream. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. So Young Thug was recently on Aiden Ross's live stream, and I have to say I have never seen him do this amount of press before. But during the stream, he actually shouted out Diddy and showed some support for him.
This is my OG.
You're right, I'm sorry.
I love
I ain't gonna
Diddy.
disrespect a man.
I'm not against him.
You're right, bro.
I overly love him. Love
You're right,
OG.
bro.
Praying for your freedom every day.
This is all ahead of Diddy getting sentenced this Friday coming up. In addition, people were wondering what happened with Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. Are they still together in light of all of these phone calls leaking? And it feels like she's been, it seems a little stressed out. And here's what he had to say about that.
I got broke up with.
Oh, really? Seriously?
But I got a girl. She probably don't got a boyfriend, but I got a girlfriend.
I see what you're saying.
And then lastly, Young Thug revealed that he has been trying to get his brothers, Drake and Future, to squash their beef. Here's what he said.
I got to bring Drake and Future back. Listen, I'm trying. I can show y'all text messages in my phone. I've been trying this in jail.
All right, well, that's interesting in the midst of, Young Thug not wanting to really squash things with Gunna, who he says he still has love for and loves and everything, but just they have to go their separate ways. So, I mean, maybe that is squashing beef. All right, and Ace Hood was recently on Cam Newton's show, Funky Friday, and here's what he had to say about being loyal to his wife and never, ever cheating on her.
In terms of being in a marriage, I told myself I'm going to take that serious. I don't play with marriage. I'm very intentional when I do something, dog. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, if we're going to get married, we're going to do this, we locking in. So that's how I hold out on the temptation, bro. I respect mine no matter where I go.
It's interesting because some guys will tell you that all men cheat and they have to go through this and X, Y, Z, but clearly they as a couple did not have to go through those things. All right, well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines, but today we got to do some headline things. But they're flying under the radar and you definitely need to know about them. It's Way Up.
Check the news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is time for your Under the Radar stories. But this is definitely not under the radar at all. This is actually something that is headline news today. The government has officially shut down at midnight, and that's after Congress failed to reach a deal on funding. Basically, one of the main things is about healthcare, or what we know as Obamacare. And federal agencies have released contingency plans about how they're going to continue. Some of the staffers for the federal government will be furloughed. The Department of Education said they'll furlough most of its staffers. In a shutdown, most Department of Homeland Security personnel will continue working. What they're saying is essential workers will still be there, but certain people will be furloughed. And according to Donald Trump, some people will lose their jobs. And he said there'll be Democrats that lose their jobs. As a matter of fact, here is some of what Donald Trump had to say.
A lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things. When you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats.
So as you can see, they're also planning on doing some things that will be irreversible during this time and to take advantage of a government shutdown, according to Donald Trump. But I do think that healthcare is one of the things at the center of this, and they want to make sure that people are still going to have access. Chuck Schumer told CNN's John Berman that Republicans had done these horrible things to healthcare before, with both sides now in a standoff over healthcare spending. They did try to go and negotiate, and I guess the negotiations did not go well. As a matter of fact, there were some memes that came out of it. One of them with Donald Trump as a mariachi band player and Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero. So all kinds of racist things came out of that quote unquote conversation. But later on, we're going to have more for you guys on this. We'll have Tennessee State Senator London Lamar on the line. She is going to explain what this government shutdown means for all of us and give us some updates on what's going on. And when we come back, we do have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. That's still happening. It's Way Up.
Way Up with Angela Yee.
We turning up.
Way up.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. So yesterday we talked about this Cardi B leaked phone call. Well, it looks like it's no longer alleged because Cardi B herself is owning to things that she said on this call. And here is a piece of that call.
What she say?
What she said? Why you want to act dumb?
I really don't know.
You don't know? I'm going to show ya. I'm not Lotto. I'm going to beat her the up. I'm going to get right beat up by my Y'all gonna see what the is up. You think I'm yes, Lotto? Go on the phone right now.
She about to do this Empire State joint.
Oh, she in New York? Try to link up.
Now, this was a phone conversation with James Roseman Jr., who is Ice Spice's manager. And Cardi B has issued a public apology to Lotto after the things that she said in this call. She said, I was ranting and hot at the moment, but I F with Lotto heavy. I respect everything about her, including her team. That's so sweet. And nope, I'm not too prideful to apologize to somebody I really respect. So this is my public apology. And now I'm going to privately buy her a bag. And then she went on to say, but wait, James, because I just know you didn't only record the beginning of that conversation. Go ahead, baby. Post a whole 11-minute convo when Ice Spice said she was in her feelings, all because I said Sexy deserved a BET award and she had just won some iHeart award. Post it all. Now, James Roseman Jr. then went on to say, I did not record or leak that call. You hear me on speaker with your manager, Tubby, who called me with you on three-way, and you can literally hear that in the clip. The audio didn't come from me. I respect private conversations, and I'm not in the business of leaking anything. And so we don't know who leaked this call. At this point in time, but what we do know is this was about a year ago based on the discussion of an event that Ice Spice was attending. All right, now JT in the meantime has talked about doing a diss track against Cardi B, and she also went back and forth with Hennessy on social media. For people who don't know, Hennessy is Cardi B's sister. Anyway, it just went on and on with them talking about Spanish girls versus black girls and race baiting, and it's just a lot, guys. But in the midst of the two of them going at it, then you can see Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were going back and forth. And when I tell you, they were talking about fertility, they were talking about each other's kids. I mean, it got super ugly. And there's a lot of things that I don't even want to mention that were said in these social media back and forth. Now, in the middle of all this, Roc Nation and Jay-Z also got some strays from Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj told Jay-Z, take off that lace front. I don't know where all of this is going to end up going, but I will say in the midst of all this back and forth arguing, Nicki Minaj's song Win Again from 11 years ago went to #1 on the U.S. iTunes chart. So, you know, there's that. And of course, we all know that Cardi B has the #1 album out right now. So it feels like people always say with the drama come the sales. We'll see what happens when JT puts out her diss record. We'll see what happens when Nicki Minaj releases her album March 27th of next year. And we'll see how all of this is about to play out. But I'm really, really hopeful that behind the scenes, they can at least stop saying all these awful things about each other and having to do with drugs and each other's kids. In the midst of all this, we're in the middle of a government shutdown, and we'll talk about that in a little while with Senator London Lamar from the state of Tennessee. But when we come back, we have Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. Any question you have, we're here to help you out. It's Way Up.
Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Happy Wednesday. It's time for Ask Yee. Today we have Braden on the line. 800-292-5150. What's up, Braden?
Hey, I just had a question for y'all.
Okay.
So I had a friendship that I did some stuff I did not want to talk about, but they stopped being my friend because of that situation. I apologized, but then before I apologized, I was mad and I posted some stuff on the internet about them, and I took it off, and I apologized. Is there anything I should do next, like to see if they want to get back or something like that?
What kind of thing? I know you said you didn't want to necessarily say, but like, give me some type of idea.
It was something that I said to her.
Okay, so it was to a woman, but it was just a friend.
Yeah.
And what made you even do that?
I have compulsive disorder, so it was like compulsively, I had to say it.
Sometimes we do things and we cannot help how somebody's going to react to it. So if you did something that you know was wrong, that could potentially damage a friendship or relationship permanently, then that is that person's right. And all you can do is apologize and acknowledge, like you said, you've done what it is that you've done. If you've publicly said some things, then you need to publicly make sure you acknowledge that you were wrong. Because I do think when you post something or say something publicly to somebody and it's damaging, then the apology that you've given should also be done publicly and posted in that same place and explain, what it is that made you act that way, whatever it is that you need to do. And the only other thing I can say is don't harass a person. But if you want to ask her if there's anything that I can do, please let me know. If you would rather I just leave you alone, I guess I'll just have to live with that. Sometimes people do need time, and you have to give them time and space to get over things. And sometimes they just won't get over it. And that's a lesson learned for you.
Okay, that makes sense.
The thing about making a mistake is that you want to learn from it and hopefully grow from, but also hopefully manage to get this friendship back on track. Maybe it'll never be the same, or maybe it can be stronger, because sometimes we mess up. And when that happens, it opens the floodgates of people understanding each other more. And that would be the best case scenario for you, but I cannot guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Do you have other friends that can also intervene and maybe mediate?
No. She was my best friend. We were best friends for like 5 years, since first grade.
Okay.
Probably more.
I was like, yeah, you're not in 6th grade now.
Yeah, I'm in 8th.
Oh, okay. So you're really young. Oh, good luck, Brayden.
You too. Thank you.
Well, that was Ask Yee, 800-292-5150, just in case you couldn't get through. We can always help you out if you leave a message. And let's help you out with this. People are asking, what does this mean? It's a government shutdown. This happened at midnight. Well, we have Senator London Lamar from Tennessee on the line. She's going to tell us exactly what this government shutdown means for us. How does it affect us as citizens of the United States, as tax-paying citizens? We'll discuss that when we come back. It's Way Up.
Had a dream of living wealthy, and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And like we promised, it is a Wealth Wednesday. And today we want to talk about this government shutdown. We are going to have Senator London Lamar from the state of Tennessee on the line, but the government shutdown started today. So there's going to be food inspectors, park rangers, millions of federal workers are going to be furloughed across the nation. Some people are going to end up losing their jobs. So just getting ready to know what's happening during the government shutdown. How does this affect you? What do you need to be prepared for? Right now, Senator London Lamar is on the line. What's up, London Lamar?
Hey, Angie.
I'm hoping that you could kind of fill us in on what's going on with this government shutdown and how we'll be affected.
Absolutely. So a lot of government departments have been shut down because the Senate decided not to pass an appropriations bill because of the biggest issue around health care. Currently, Trump and the Republican administration is trying to gut the premium subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is the only public health care program that all Americans, regardless of their income, can access to receive affordable health care. By cutting these subsidies in these bills, the price of the premiums or coverage is going to double for the average American every day. And so what you see is legislators standing up saying we're not going to pass a bill that is going to gut the Affordable Care Act, and 22 million Americans will lose health care if they were to pass that piece of legislation. And so the Republicans are drawing the line in the sand around they would rather cut health care for millions of Americans to send that money to military, to other unimportant legislative agendas under the Trump administration.
And I also see that Donald Trump is saying that he plans to do some irreversible things during this time. So what are your thoughts on that? Because it feels like healthcare should be a bipartisan issue, right? We should want everyone to have access to healthcare that's affordable.
Absolutely. Affordable health care has been around for a long time now. And so the Republicans are basically just trying to blame Democrats for not passing what they want at the expense of 22 million other Americans. But Angela, I would say it's very interesting, though. The Trump administration is talking about only punishing certain types of people. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about Democrats. He's also mad about this bill, but they're not going to cut funding to the military that is coming to my city of Memphis, Tennessee. D.C. taking over, or is trying to go into other major people of color majority cities around this country and attack them and impede on their communities, but he wants to take away health care. What we're seeing is very dangerous times of where our president is stripping the ability for the every average day American to make it above the working and middle class, and we're creating a permanent underclass, and he's utilizing the military and the funding to terrorize democratic black cities around this country. And I know it firsthand as I see the National Guard entering my own city this week, but I'm looking at the average mom and father here in my community who are just strapped with healthcare costs. We got to look at the priorities and look at what is going on. The Republicans are blaming us for protecting healthcare while they're trying to fund militarizing cities and terrorizing people.
Memphis right now, like you said, hundreds of federal law enforcement officers have been deployed there. There's a new safety task force. Now, while people can be concerned about crime rates and homicides and things like carjackings and high numbers, what does that mean to have federal agency officials there?
All major cities across the country are having issues with crime. Why? Because people are broke and they're trying to survive. I think what's going on right now is the president is trying to use the challenges that cities are experiencing to test out how he can use the military to execute his plans. We are seeing the Trump administration use black and democratic cities as experiments for martial law. It's no doubt that Memphis has challenges just like every city, but if we're going to bring the military into Memphis to test out an overuse of force, then I want to call out the Trump administration and say, then bring more federal resources down to help people. Bring the healthcare director down. Let's talk about the impact of affordable healthcare will have on the city of Memphis. Let's talk about affordable housing that was gutted and people are struggling living on top of each other trying to make it. Let's talk about how they cut $100 million in crime prevention funds, yet they're going to fund the military to come in and just arrest folks without actually solving the root causes of crime. So to me, Trump is trying to create a permanent underclass through the use of military, through the deprivation of resources like healthcare and affordable housing, and also attacking the immigrant community by using ICE agents to come in and terrorize people without any authority to stop them from hurting these people and snatching up families. Well, this is dangerous times we are in.
Yeah, and I do want to point out and just reiterate what you said. If you're spending money to send these federal law enforcement officers to put a Band-Aid on what you call a problem, right? Why not spend money on resources, like you said, to help people who are struggling? Because everybody knows that the root of when things like this are happening, when crime goes up, is because there's not enough programs, there's not the affordable housing, there's not job programs, there's not childcare. So many things that people need that could actually benefit communities.
What I want to encourage people to do is make sure you are doing what you can to protect the assets and resources you have now. Right now, continue to create a savings plan, a contingency plan for if things do get worse, because we are already in a recession. So don't get over dramatic about this government shutdown. Yes, some jobs will be impacted, but overall, many key jobs and functions will be staying in place, like the postal office and everything. But our national parks will see less staff. You may have longer lines at the airport because some TSA agents won't be coming to work. But keep moving forward. Everything will be fine. But as a Democrat, I'm going to support them holding the line to protect the Affordable Care Act. That is the only public health care system for all Americans across this country.
Thank you so much to Senator London Lamar for keeping us updated. You know, we'll keep you updated as much as we can on everything that's going on. I mean, stuff is happening so fast right now. And you guys know this is your show. So when we come back, you have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and happy Wednesday, you guys. Thank you to Senator London Lamar for calling in today and talking about this government shutdown. She's from the state of Tennessee. She's all involved in this. She's an amazing senator. Love London Lamar. And make sure y'all are paying attention to everything that's going on. You know, elections are coming up, so we want to make sure that you're involved, that you're voting, that you are holding these people who work for the government accountable, because they work for you, your tax tax-paying dollars actually fund all the work that they do. And that's why these local elections are so important. All right. Well, y'all, this is your show, so you have the last word.
I want to shine a light on my wife, Cassidy. Her birthday on the weekend. We make 11 years today. I love you, babe. You know what it is. See you later. We getting litty.
I want to shine a light on my best friend, Logan Finn. She is an amazing person who has gone through some hard times. She lost her father, and she is continuing to make him proud, going to graduate and become a teacher and living life to the fullest and giving love to everybody around her.
Way Up with Angela Yee.